everybody. I'm Michael Stogsdill-Bricker, the Director over Career Development. We have Tammy Culmone today with us. She's going to be part of a speaker series that is occurring. The last one actually occurred a week ago, and they're going to be occurring through November, through early November. And it is part of the speaker series put on by the recognized student organization, Gamma Iota Sigma. And it is a professional association for risk management and insurance. The risk management and insurance program is here on campus. So, Tammy, do you want to tell us a little bit about AmWINS, who will be on campus on October 10th at 5:30 in Hemphill Hall 134?
Yeah, I'd love to. So on a broad scale, right? AmWINS is a insurance broker. And we have 5 divisions within our company. So we have AmWINS Brokerage, AmWINS Access, which is the division that I work in, which is binding authority business. We have a programs or underwriting division. We have a group benefits division and an international division. So we're made up of 5 arms within one company. And so in a nutshell, we are an MGA/broker where we are helping retailers solve problems for the insureds.
Perfect. That's a perfect little segue. So let's step back a little bit farther and ask a little bit about yourself. How did you get with AmWINS? How did you get into insurance in general?
So unlike the audience today, right? I got into insurance strictly by accident. Was fortunate enough to get into a company, and I've had to work my way up, and I've worked in the file room, I've worked in the accounting department, and I got to AmWINS via a acquisition. I was prior with Gresham and Associates, and AmWINS acquired us in 2013, and so that's how I got to be part of the AmWINS team. So very fortunate to be a part of the AmWINS family.
Fantastic. So what do you do at AmWINS right now?
So today I am the regional leader, and my primary focus is the states of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. And in my scope of duties, it ranges from recruiting and career development to working with our individual producers and helping them figure out ways to grow their books of business through sales, marketing, or just strictly education within their development. So I do a lot of things, and at the end of the day, it's people oriented, right? Be it from helping solve personnel issues to growing their books of business and increasing their development. So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's perfect. So it kind of shows the multitudinous avenues, the varying avenues of insurance. So do you want to talk about, you've said 5 divisions. I know it's a big thing to unpack, but do you want to talk about a couple of the opportunities for students that would like to, I don't know, work for AmWINS or work in the industry, and then, yeah.
So first of all, I want everybody to know that there's a lot of opportunity within the insurance industry as a whole. I don't remember what the statistic is, but it's a very large number of people in the insurance industry that will be retiring within the next 10 years, which leaves a really big employment gap, right? And so it's a great time to be getting into the business.
Yeah, let's stop there, because every single one of our employers that we've talked to has said the same thing. And so we regularly have career development, career exploration appointments that happen, or sessions with classes and stuff like that. And so what we harp on here is that students are not getting into the thick of their career right now. They're getting into the thick of their career 4, 6, 8 years from now. So industry projections are huge, guys. So if there's any students listening to this, be looking at how long it's going to take you to get into your career, 1, on the first job, and then 2, the average promotion lifetime, the first promotion that you're going to have whenever you're really going to be getting into the thick of your career, is 3 to 6 years. So not only is it just whenever you get your career, it's when do I get promoted? When do I typically become a manager? When do I typically scale and get into the thick of my career, the fun part? And that's 3 to 6 years after you've gotten your first job into that specific profession. huge moment. So you want to look at an industry that has that bubble, that flip over, that return, that rate of people leaving so that they can be filled, right? If you have industry projections that are either stagnant or declining, it's not always that easy to, to be able to get there. That's not saying you shouldn't do it. Set yourself apart more if you're in one of those industries. But like we say, if it's an expanding industry with also a trend of people leaving, you can fill that gap. Boom. Sorry, didn't mean to take over, but I love hearing about it because these are the real critical things that students need to key in on.
I think, yeah, that's great advice though, right? Because you're looking at two different things within the industry, right? You're looking at a replacement of the people that are retiring within that time frame, but you're also looking at an industry that is growing, right, and adding additional spots for staff on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? So you're looking at two ways that there's opportunity, and the career paths are.
And guys, this isn't just Tammy just saying it's growing. Maybe people say all the time. No, this is stamped by the federal government that this is an industry that has a bright outlook, meaning that in the next decade, salaries are going to increase, job opportunities are going to increase. The locations of job opportunities are only going to increase. Okay, so this is backed up by real data. Sorry.
Yep. No, you're right. It's proven, and the opportunities are there. So.
Well, okay, so let's, before I got you, before we ran it off. So with AmWINS, what are the opportunities with AmWINS? What are the divisions? What do they do?
Okay, so I'm going to speak to two of the divisions, right? Not to overwhelm everybody. So if you look at AmWINS brokerage and AmWINS access, there's opportunities in multiple areas, right? So there's established teams that need associates on their team that are growing and need to hire. Both divisions, brokerage has a broker development program. Access, which is binding authority, my division has a underwriter development program. And that's basically a 2.5-3 year educational program that we hire students in, where it's an accelerated training, right, program where we bring them in, teach them underwriting, teach them the skills that they need, help teach them sales, leadership skills, help them build a book of business to spin out and become their own team lead, right, and hire people to work for them. So there's opportunities depending on the comfort level of individuals, right? So we've hired students out of college, be it finance, business, RMI, whatever that looks like, where they've gone through the training program because that's what they wanted their career path to look like, and they've exceeded and done well. And we've hired students from the same educational backgrounds where they didn't really want to be that top leader on that team, right? We're more comfortable being in a support role, and we've developed that and gone that route as well. So there's so many different choices of where you can sit within the firm and within a team to fit whatever is comfortable for you. And there's opportunity financially, obviously, no matter where you sit as well.
That's fantastic. So how would you describe the culture at AmWINS?
So I am very glad that you asked that question, because I think if you ask any employee, right, within AmWINS, first of all, we're a very flat organization. We don't look at anyone as bosses, managers, or whatnot. We use the word leader and leadership a lot. And so like we are servant leaders, right? That's something that's important to us, right? We don't want to tell people what to do. We believe that if we and train and we lead people, we'll lead them to the success that fits their lifestyle, right? And so that our culture is something that we're very proud of, and that we focus on locally as well as nationally, right? We're people oriented. We believe in supporting our staff and their families. And that if we do those things, people will want to work for us, and that is how we grow our company, right? Is people want to work hard. They want to work for a company that supports them inside and outside of the firm.
That's really big. So we've had student panels before where, and some of the associations we've been a part of for higher ed, they've had student panels where we ask them what they're interested in, and a lot of them are not saying salaries. A lot of them are saying, I want a good culture. I want somebody that actually cares about me as a human. So that's fantastic. Thanks for letting us know that. All right, so two to three last questions, depending on how you want to answer them. What do y'all look for when considering new talent? Yeah.
So the first thing I can tell you is, you know, when I come to campus, whatever, and everybody, our main focus is we can teach you the skills, right? The most important thing for us, because culture is important, is do you fit the culture of the office and the company, right? How well will person A fit into what we're trying to achieve, right? Which 9 times out of 10, right? People love our culture, so it works. So we're not looking for the A student. Like we don't look at your GPA. We want to know what your drive is, right? Like when we meet with somebody, here's what we see your career path being within our company. And how do you feel about that, right? And we can talk about money all day long, right? But your career path is the most important part of that, right? You're gonna make enough money to live, and we want students who are employees who care about where they sit within our firm 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, 4 years down the road, right? We want people who want to grow and want to do better. So when we're looking for what do you want your career path to look like, right? How do you fit into what we're trying to build and what we're trying to do? So it's not about hiring all the A students, right? A C student that worked through college and earned their money to pay for their college tuition is just as important as an A student who achieved their college degree the same way, right? So it's about getting the right person that fits what we're trying to do. I hope I didn't.
No,
I hope I didn't overwhelm everybody with that, right? So
I think to cut, to recap that is that it's somebody who is going to take the initiative.
Yes.
Somebody who has the proven ability to critically think, right? This is a lot of people can say I'm a critical thinker. Finding out how to talk about this stuff, guys, is going to be really important whenever you say, like, meet Tammy at a career fair or meet Tammy at the speaker event. So get that stuff prepared for you guys that are listening. All right, so I'm going to break this into two then, because AmWINS doesn't just recruit from RMI, right?
Correct.
So there is the possibility, the openness to recruit from all, but at the same time, numbers have proven the placement rates of our RMI program have proven there is something to it. All right. And I think anybody who meets Dr. Christine Berry knows what it is when they meet her. But for you guys, I guess, so here's the two questions. Somebody that's not an RMI, okay, they're listening to this and they're thinking, that's a solid industry. I think I might be interested in doing that. And they're, let's say, juniors, seniors, maybe a little bit too far into their education to make a switch. Mm-hmm. What do you say to them? What is your one bit of advice there to set themselves apart in your eyes or in the industry's eyes?
That's a great question. And I think the same advice could go to an RMI student as well, right? Because there's so many. Is to set yourself apart, you have to be involved, right? And when there are things taking place on campus that brings in people from the insurance industry, participate, meet people. Don't be the person that sits in the back of the room, right? And then leaves at the end of the meeting, or goes to the career fair and walks around and doesn't speak to people. I think the advice for that is the same for everybody, really, because I am going to go home with resumes, right, with names, and I know who I met and who I didn't. And the ones that I met are the ones that I'm going to continue to probably focus on because they made the effort. It's a lot of people. None of us can leave and remember everybody. So participate, make yourself known that you're there, introduce yourself, have conversations, ask questions. You know, if you're interested, you're only going to know if it's the right feel for you if you are there listening and speaking to people. So that's the best advice that I can get, is take advantage of every opportunity that is afforded to you.
Well, never mind. That's a perfect, that's a really great answer, because we have that opportunity, guys. We have that opportunity coming up again on October 10th at 5:30 p.m. at Hemp Hill Hall 134. We'll have Tammy Culmone with AmWINS, a major employer for our students. They've had plenty of people go on to their program and be very successful. So, or their organization be very successful. So again, October 10th, 5:30 p.m., Hemp Hill Hall 134. You can find more about the event in the description or in the posts that this is going to be on. Tammy, thanks so much for coming on. We're really excited for you to come on campus in a couple of weeks. And is there anything last statements, anything else you want to add?
I appreciate you connecting with me. And as always, Dr. Berry, I agree with you. She is a force to be reckoned with, right? Within the university and the insurance industry as well. She's got a lot of connections. She's very good at getting her students placed in the workforce. And I encourage all of you that are looking at this to come and meet me, say hello, and explore the opportunities that are available.
Fantastic. Well, you have a great day, Tammy.
Thank you so much.